Welcome back to Skeptiphobia with Bran, the skeptic. It is November 4th, day after the election, and we still do not know who the president will be. Right now, most of the states have claimed their president, or the presidents are claiming the states, and Twitter is censoring whoever is claiming the states, except for one team. One team's getting censored and the other isn't, and there's always a little disclaimer at the bottom of all these tweets. So, man, right now there's right now there's contention on mail-in ballots and the Rona and voting in person, and nobody knows when the votes are gonna come in. Like, there's like what North Carolina was saying, November 12th they're gonna keep counting, and Pennsylvania is kicking people out of polling areas, and I've seen people burning ballots in trash, and it's just everybody's got phones and everybody's just have eyes in these places that wouldn't normally have eyes in them. So we're getting to see the fraud as it happens. So the polls have been just trashed. In 2016 they were wrong, and in 2020 they were wrong. Nobody knows who the president's going to be, even though they claimed that Biden was 11 points ahead, and closer to the election he was 7 points ahead, and now it's just such a small margin that we can contest any state. But overnight we're going to jump it up while everybody's sleeping. Last night, I can't remember what state, for laughing at me, but one state got 100,000 votes for Biden when they said they weren't counting. And there was a lady, she went and she saw coolers getting taken into the polling station, and it's just all in question. And they've been saying for months that they'd do the mail-in ballots, and nobody's gonna claim presidency until they're all counted. And President Trump, will you peacefully relinquish power? He's like, who's gonna win? We gotta see who wins. But if he contests the election, we gonna replace him by force. We inaugurating Biden, and we're gonna have the military back us. Pelosi said that, and there are ways to. If it's contested, she's the Speaker of the House and she gets to be standing president, or they're all just trying to move chess pieces to make Trump lose because he's against their plan. He's against the establishment. He's punk rock. It's punk rock for Trump. But yeah, new generation, they're punk rock. They're Gen Z, Zoomers. The most Republican generation in decades. So Twitter and Facebook, they're censoring people who are saying Trump did win whatever state, but not censoring Biden when he said he won a state. And then a few hours later, they have to redact him saying that he won Arizona. And Pennsylvania is under contention because Trump will say, I won Pennsylvania, and then there's a little disclaimer at the bottom that this hasn't been verified by officials like the big five media giant platforms, who are the only ones allowed to announce the president, which is fascism, where the corporations are the government, and they're all intertwined, and your movements are backed by the $1 billion corporations, and it doesn't cost you nothing. Your movement is the establishment. Punk rock. Trump's punk rock. So Biden and what his platform is he's gonna shut the country down, and he's gonna move away from oil, fossil fuels, and Pennsylvania is where all that's happening, where they rely on oil and fracking and fossil fuel technology for jobs, and that's where Trump has claimed he's won. and they're gonna say that there's like 2 million something ballots that still need to be voted because they don't start voting. They don't count their early votes. Um, they'll collect all the early votes, and they won't start counting until the day of the election, and that's why they're so far behind in counting. Apparently, riots and the fracking and the oil, and why would why would they be voting for Biden when the riots and the wow. I just can't look at people getting pushed out of polling areas, and now Rudy Giuliani sent the lawyers and he went with them, and now I think I saw a video where they kicked out the lawyers out of the polling stations, and they're just stealing it in front of you, and there's nothing you can do except make videos and yell into the void, yell on Twitter, hey, they're taking it over here. Yeah, but what you can do? And yeah, they took it. Yeah, we counted for 12 days, or what, 9 days after the election. In 2018, they just kept finding trucks full of ballots, and we're just gonna keep counting until we win. That happened. Omar Navarro, I think that's his name, the guy who lost to Maxine Waters. He followed me on Twitter. That was cool. No prompting. Uh, so with Biden, he wants to take your guns with optional buybacks. People say, nah, he's coming to take them. I'm going to take them from you. And it's going to be mandatory. He's not. Let me get it. Let me get in that seat of power. I just got to say all the right things to get there. Taxes. I'm going to raise your taxes. He actually said it, and then they're like trying to be like, oh nah, he ain't. It's not really his tax plan. If you read it, it's for people who make $400,000 or more. We're gonna tax them 60%, but rising tide lifts all boats. It's gonna be property taxes and little snuck in stuff that it's gonna. You're gonna get taxed too. Just don't think that you're not. It's naive. And Biden says Trump didn't do the Rona right. We're gonna shut it down, shut it down. They gotta shut the doors, don't open them. Let them all burn out the virus inside. Hay fevers and. But, nah, Trump, he's standing against the shutdowns. And most of the states who didn't close all the way are standing against the shutdowns. That's y'all been locked up. Y'all gotta get out. Get outside. Wear the mask. Go outside. Feel better. Don't let them lock you in. The Jews. What's his name? What's the New York guy? Katie. Cuomo. Yeah. He's sending the cops after the Hasidic Jewish communities, and seeing if they're worshiping with more than 6 people in the room. I seen a cop. He got the camera over their window. He's looking in. Check my camera. Oh, knock, knock, knock. How many people you got in there, boy? That sounds real familiar. But these lockdowns ain't right. We've been lucky enough to not be locked down. There's a little bit. There's a little bit where we weren't allowed out. But, nah, I'm voting against shutdowns. That's what I'm doing. Trump's got the platinum plan. It's supposed to be helping black communities. Lil Wayne and 50 Cent and Ice Cube trying to figure it out with him, reaching hand across the aisle. That's all you can do with the guy who's in power, not the guy who might get power. And if he's handing power, it's not for you. Oh man, that old racist white man, fucking Biden, 94 crime bill, and the crack. What was the crack? What was it called? It treats crack cocaine harsher than regular cocaine, powder cocaine, harsher sentences because it's cheaper and it affects different communities who can afford the cheaper drugs. Um, 47 years been writing shit all the time, just stamping shit, voting on stuff. He ain't fixed nothing for nobody. He's part of this planned establishment that's like 7 presidents long, and Trump's hated by them because he stands against it. He's not a conformist. He's not. Oh man, this book right here, man, 1984. He's Goldstein. He's the 2 minutes hate. Every day they would have Goldstein's image on the telescreen, and what you would do is you would throw shoes. You'd yell at him for 2 minutes a day. This is the guy who's it's all his fault for all your problems, and it's not 2 minutes hate. It's 24 hours hate. He's the only one. You're suffering. You're in trouble. We're the ones who can save you. We'll save you. In order to make you suffer. We're gonna take your money. Oh, it's for healthcare. Nah, you're not gonna get it. Oh my God. These systems existed, and it's always the goal. It's always the goal. Right? So, Mao Zedong and Joseph Stalin and Pol Pot, I guess is his name, Filipino one. These guys, they all thought themselves the hero. Hitler, they all thought themselves the heroes of their time. They thought they were saving. They thought they knew best for what was going on. Like, so, it's just so tough because these things exist already. Like communism. No, you didn't do it right. They didn't do it right. If I had the reins, I could do it right. And then if you had the reins and you're doing it right, there's somebody behind you who's going to kill you and do it wrong. There's no way to implement these communists, make everybody equal. When it's the government, look at North Korea, man. It's only the military and the elites at the top who have money, and it's a top to bottom system. It's not left and right. The left and right are fighting. While this always comes up, the left and right are fighting while it's the top and bottom. And the top wants more, so the gap is bigger between the bottom. You know? And then they give you the scraps. Here you can go out, you can 6 people. You can go see 6 people. But nah, we can have a giant party. But it's always top and bottom, class warfare. It's separating the people so they can get away with like, oh man, the market's fluctuating because Trump and Biden, we don't know who's what, but the people, the average Joe, he's taking his money out of the market because I don't want to risk losing my money in my retirement. I'm gonna take it out early while the elites get to just play. We throwing chips around. We playing cards. I'm betting on Apple. I'm betting on. Oh, I could lose a couple mil. I'm just rolling the dice. Who's gonna win? Oh, I'm just moving money. I just sold all this. Oh my God, it's insider trading, and they're extending the days of away from the election date to further confuse everybody. There's more confusion the longer the wait. There's more votes. There's more. It gets darker. The puddle gets muddled. It's darker, and it's so just confuse them. This state wins. No, it doesn't. This state wins. No, it doesn't. Here, Trump said he won, and no, he didn't. And Biden's now having a speech. Aha, there it is. I got there. Biden's having a speech in front of all these people, but everybody's got a Jeep. Everybody there got the Gladiator and Wrangler, 4-door Wrangler. It's called Jeep Gate, and they just did a speech at a Jeep parking lot. That's a funny conspiracy, and I believe it. I saw the Jeeps. It's everybody got a Jeep. Nah. Ah. So the rioters, they don't know what to do. They don't know who's gonna win. Everybody in D.C. boarded up their windows. We didn't know who the president was that night, so nobody really like broke it up, busted it up. But I heard some people got stabbed. Um, was it last night? I guess it was last night. I don't know where, but no looting and rioting in all the stores. I thought there was gonna be, but there's still 70 something days till the inauguration, and there's gonna be lots of confusion. People say we're supposed to have a couple more confirmed states tonight. It is still November 4th as I'm recording. Who knows when I'll put this out? But so all the riots, the presidency is looking fragile between the country divided. And then there's the United Nations. They're all standing outside just watching who's gonna win. If is it our guy? Is it our guy? Cause we gonna come knock down the door if it's him. We gonna. Oh man, the riots are gonna continue. No matter what, no matter who the president is, like it's intimidation. It's domestic terrorism. But Biden, he's gonna get bullied into. I've heard that they've said that the riots ain't gonna stop if he wins because he can't come outside unless he pushes through our agendas. So I think riots and ramping up and the constant division is bringing in martial law, and the defunding of the police is to make the police force weaker, and then you'll need outside police, the United Nations police, and they will unabashedly bash the population. They're gonna beat up the people, and they ain't gonna worry about it. And I think it's all for the globalism. I'm gonna take what's over here that's real good in this area, and I'm gonna take it over there, and then it's gonna be for these people. They're gonna be the rich. We're gonna get all this oil from here. We're gonna take it to the rich people, and we're gonna get these diamonds and lithium. We're gonna take it over here, and then the people that are mining and getting it from, they don't get to experience the wealth. It's the top and bottom, and that is the goal of all of this. And it's ever encroaching. It's the ever encroaching plan of the enemy, the party. It doesn't matter what color it is. It's the plan that matters, and it's immortal. It's an immoral plan. They they have no sense of self. They give themselves to the party. Man. So that plan, the cost of freedom is constant vigilance, and if you don't look, this thing's gonna creep up on you. Where you're working and you don't get the benefits of your labor. You might have an idea and then it's the property of the state. You might find something and it's the property of the state. You don't have. It's China. You're voting for China with Joe Biden. There, I said it. America first. That's right. If you haven't been able to tell who I'm voting for, it's probably pretty easy. But I gotta tell you about Hydra, because they're the ones. They're trying to wrap Trump up in the tentacles and bring him down to the depths of despair. Bring you, me. We have. It's us who they really want. They have to get through Trump to get to us. He said it. But I'm skeptical of the party, and I'm skeptical of politics. But Trump is in the way of that evil plan for now. 4 more, come on. I don't know what's happening after those four. If he makes it through, ooh, we're just delaying the inevitable. The party is immortal. I thought we were fighting the devil, but it could be. It's immortal, whatever it is. I don't know why. A boot on the neck of man forever. A heel. Uh, we just want to live, procreate, do the thing, buy stuff. We're trying to chill, but you want me to just, you want 60% of my labor, and that's when I'm like, nah, bruh. That's when, no, not. I don't want you to get 60% of his labor neither. I don't want you saying he can't say that. I don't. Leave me alone, dude. Bruh, get off my property. You know. That's it, man. Like, that's how you're supposed to be. You don't think like me, and you're supposed to. Ugh. If you don't know, if you ain't voting between me or Trump, you ain't black. Biden. Uh, if you monolith, and they're using identity politics. There's like trying to appeal to you to get you. You're gonna be first in line. They're gonna be like, hey, come get these goods, and they're gonna kill you in the firing squad. You were useful idiots, and they have no use for you now. They'll get rid of you first because you were part of the plan. You know how to beat them. They'll get rid of you, and then it's gonna be all the dissenters like me. I'm gonna get put in a van if Biden's elected. All right, well that was Skeptiphobia. I went off for a little bit. That was fun. Uh, but yeah, Donnie T. Come on, man. Let's get these electoral votes, bruh. Let's save America from the party. I'm sure there's red members of the party too, you know. But I voted because I vote against the party. Proletariats, let's do it. That's Skeptiphobia. Check me out on Twitter at Skeptiphobia. And on YouTube, SKEPTIPHOBIA. That was the episode after election night coverage. Bye. What? When did you stop? Oh, okay. It's big and red. It scared me. What was the last thing I said? Oh yeah. Uh